Hello there, all my brother and sister orthodontists out there. There are three things I can promise you in this world. One, nobody knows what the economy has in store. Two, today we're going to have a great episode. And three, if you're not registered for the Orthopreneur Summit in September in Orlando, you're going to be missing out on the meeting of the year. So go to opsummit2023.com. That's opsummit2023.com and sign up today. And now, on to that amazing episode I promised you. Hello there, everybody. It's Dr. Elaine Krieger here with another episode of your 5-Minute Friday. Now, how are your team meetings? Now, don't even tell me you don't have them, okay? You should have a whole bunch of meetings. We've talked about it in the past. If you don't know much about them, read the book by Patrick Lencioni, Death by Meeting. Great book to engage your team and yourself in running a more effective meeting. But let's assume you're running the types of meetings. And you should be having what, EOS, Entrepreneurial Operating System, started by Gino Wickman. You've heard me talk about it. His meeting is a 90-minute, what he calls a level 10 meeting. Now, a couple of things I want to offer to you about meetings that are very important. Had this conversation yesterday with our admin director to sort of clear up some issues and questions. Your meetings are going to be a reflection on how well run your organization is and to the culture of your organization. If your meetings are a fracas, I love that word. If your meetings are all over the place, scatterbrained, there's no rhyme or reason to them. And if there is an agenda, you quickly go off reservation on it. And, you spend 50 minutes talking about something that wasn't even on the agenda, but was a rabbit hole from the agenda. If you feel like you, the doctor, are the one running everything, all of these are signs that your meeting and your culture may be problematic. Now, the meeting should be run by your integrator. Now, who's your integrator? Your integrator is the person that you turn to make sure that every single thing in the office occurs the way it should. Oh, that's you? Mistake there again. You're the visionary. You're the clinician. You can't wear all the hats. If you're feeling stressed out and burnt out and a little bit over your edge, probably a function from you doing visionary, technician, as Michael Gerber talks about in the E-Myth Revisited. You are the technician. You are the manager. You are the entrepreneur. You can't be all of those. So if you find yourself doing everything at the meeting, that's another problem. If you find yourself solving everybody's problems in the office, that's a problem. You need to have a director who's going to run all of that. It can be somebody who's an existing employee, but you need to find that person and they should run your team meeting. So real quickly, let's just talk about what should and should not happen at a team meeting. And there's a lot of things we can talk about. And these things are pretty well documented. And again, if you're a fan of EOS, which has helped hundreds of thousands of businesses just like yours, just like mine, elevate their game, elevate their production, create more free time, create dream businesses, you need to think about a few things. So first of all, you need to have a well-run meeting, and it better start on time. A 3 o'clock meeting starts at 2:55. That's when everybody comes in to start chatting about their weekend, their week, the day, whatever. But when that clock strikes 3 o'clock, you're talking business, period. Okay? Sounds a little draconian? Too bad. That's the way to meeting it. And if you're late, I'm going to say in front of everybody, hey, everyone, I know we've committed to starting at 3 o'clock. I'm asking everybody, please be here at 3 o'clock sharp. And then I will take that person aside and talk to them personally later. Now, but my patients may run over. Then schedule your damn schedule so that you get done on time. If you're running routinely late to your meetings, that's a sign something's wrong. And you, my friend, have full control over your schedule. And don't sit here and tell me I can't do it. I'm going to call BS as a clinician and a practice owner that your midday appointments are so stacked that you can't carve out 90 minutes for a meeting because you're so busy at 12 o'clock, right? Come on. We all know that that's the slowest time of the day. So 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, whenever it is, make sure you are scheduled to start on time. Make sure everybody knows that you start on time and you do 90 minutes. And you get into a whole bunch of things and you talk about it. But what you don't do at a team meeting is you don't do committee work. Now, I've been on some boards of directors, maybe you have as well. Committee work is when you show up at that, let's call it a church board meeting, and you have a picnic coming up for the church or the synagogue or whatever faith you may or may not believe in. And someone comes in and says, okay, Susie, how's it going with the picnic? And Susie says, okay, so let's go through marketing and talk about some ideas you guys all have. And then here's what I was thinking about the setup for the meeting itself and the picnic. And again, what kind of entertainment you think, and what kind of games? That's committee work. Okay, she should be showing up with, okay, here's the flyer I've developed. I'd love your feedback. Here's the entertainment I've narrowed it down to 2 entertainments. You pick the one, or I've picked the one. Does anybody have a problem? Is more preferable. There's no committee work done in meetings. Whoever's rock, and you've heard me talk about rocks, whoever's rock it is to work on a system or a policy, they come prepared with it. And the whole point of the meeting, and there's several steps in the meeting, there's 5 or 6 things you should be talking about on a regular basis. But when you get to one of your rocks, what they need should be answered in one word. That's what EOS and Gino Wickman talk a lot about. They bring you the policy in the system, that's rough draft, or the idea that's a rough draft to show they put the time and energy into it. And then they say, hey, everybody, I need blank. I need help. I need information. I need a decision. I need guidance. I need something. One word. It's not, hey guys, let's work on the policy. You do that in my meeting, I'm going to say, nope, not done. We're moving on to the next one. You get that up and running and we'll talk about it next time. Again, I won't be so disrespectful, but everybody knows the rules. Everybody knows the rules. And that's the way my meetings have to run. And that's how you create effective meetings. And if you empower your integrator to run the meeting that way, to where you, the doctor, are on time every time, where you act as the visionary. Hey, everybody, I need some help with this picnic idea. I'm having trouble deciding X versus Y. That's where, as the visionary, you jump in and offer your advice because that's your place. It's not okay, let's spend 45 minutes working on the policy and crafting it from A to Z. Oh, and by the way, Susie in the corner has 18 reasons why it's not going to work. And Melinda in the corner, she's come up with the 18 scenarios that happen once every 5 years, but are going to derail the process. And now you've gone 45 minutes and you barely have a policy. But don't worry, it covers every contingency, including a tornado carrying a pitchfork, stabbing a cow that falls through your front window. You get the point. We've all been there. So if you do one thing between now and next time, and we'll talk about I'll do a part 2 on this one related to something else in your meeting. But if you do one thing, 2 things, have somebody who's in charge of the meeting who owns it, let them listen to this and explain it, have them read up on the EOS level 10 meeting, which is going to take some time. It's just not something you look at and then run. You're going to go to some YouTube videos. Maybe you hire yourself an implementer to make it happen. But number 1, you need to hire somebody or find somebody who's going to run your meetings for you and make it their job description. And number 2, you need to make it clear they start on time and that you're not doing committee work. What you're doing is you're helping each other get a better version of what they've got. As if you've gone to ChatGPT, you had it make a policy and system, and now you're going to go in and clean it up, right? That's what it's all about. So I hope this helps. Do not, under any circumstances, just not have meetings, and don't let them be willy-nilly, because if that happens there, it's gonna spill out like a bar fight into the street, and it's gonna happen in your meeting, in your clinic, it's gonna happen in your admin, it's gonna happen in your leadership meetings, and all these other places. Run an effective meeting, and you're making it clear to everybody in your organization that this is a well-run, well-led, legitimate corporation, not an ortho practice that focuses on patient care, but the admin side of it doesn't matter, which unfortunately is a lot of our practices. So again, hope to see you at OP Summit in September. A lot of this stuff is going to be covered. A lot of this stuff is going to be spoken about by me if you come up and talk to me while we're there. So come on, opsummit2023.com. Again, you hear me say it, we're getting close to being filled. And once we are, sorry, ain't nothing I can do. It's Orlando. It's a day and a half. It's going to be amazing. See you there and have a great day.